All right, so are you ready to dive into some serious motivational wisdom?
Always ready.
You know, you shared this French YouTube video called Sans Riche, and it's got all these amazing thoughts from Jim Rohn.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna unpack all of them.
Sounds good.
You know, let's just break down his whole philosophy on personal development and success together. What do you think?
I love it. Jim Rohn, he was so good at making these really complex ideas seem simple
Yeah.
and, actionable. And that's really what shines through in this video.
Absolutely.
One of the things that always fascinates me about him was that he uses his own experiences
Yeah. Yeah.
to illustrate these points. And it
And-
makes it so relatable, you know?
For sure. And one of the most striking things that he says right off the bat is that you need to work on yourself
Yeah.
more than your job.
That's
Why is that such a game changer in your opinion?
It's like a complete paradigm shift.
Yeah.
You think about it, most people, when they're thinking about success, they're focused on all these external factors, right? Like their job or the economy or, their boss.
Yeah.
Jim Rohn completely flips that script.
Yeah.
He's saying the most important investment you can make is in yourself.
Okay.
Developing your skills, your mindset, your character. That is the real key to success.
It's like he's saying, forget climbing the corporate ladder, build your own skyscraper.
I love that.
And he doesn't just talk about it, he lived it.
Right.
He talks about in the video his early years,
Yeah.
working hard, putting in the hours, but still struggling financially.
Right.
And then things only changed when he started prioritizing personal development.
Such a powerful example.
Right.
It shows that hard work alone isn't enough.
Right.
It needs to be channeled effectively.
Okay.
So you could be working your tail off, but on the wrong things.
Yeah.
Or lacking the right skills or mindset.
Yeah.
You're just spinning your wheels.
So let's get practical. Because Ron keeps hammering on this idea of work on yourself.
Yes.
But what does that actually look like?
So he touches on several aspects throughout the video.
Okay.
Honing your skills,
Mm-hmm.
shaping your philosophy,
Right.
refining your personality,
Mm-hmm.
and attitude, even improving communication.
Okay.
So it's really about, becoming a more well-rounded, capable individual.
I love how he uses this analogy of the butterfly, you can't touch success by chasing it.
Oh, yeah.
You have to create the right environment to attract it.
Yes.
Just like a beautiful garden attracts butterflies.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, so to extend that metaphor, what Ron is suggesting is you need to become the kind of person who
Yes.
naturally attracts success.
Absolutely.
It's like cultivating qualities like, self-discipline,
Yeah.
continuous learning,
Mm-hmm.
a positive attitude.
Right.
These are magnets for opportunity, would you agree?
100%. I completely agree.
And it's not limited to just financial success either, right? Remember when he talks about unlocking those treasures in various areas of life?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
He mentions economic, spiritual, financial, social, personal treasures.
Yeah.
The idea is that personal development is really the key to unlocking your full potential
Yeah.
across every aspect of your life.
I love it. And another point that really resonated with me is this idea that what you become is more valuable
Oh, that's a good one.
than what you get.
That is so deep.
It's so deep.
I love that.
What do you think he meant by that?
I think he's talking about shifting your focus
Okay.
from those external rewards
Mm-hmm.
to internal transformation.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
The material possessions,
Right. Yeah.
the accolades,
Yeah.
those are all fleeting.
Yeah.
But the growth that you experience along the way,
Yeah.
the person you become,
Yeah.
that's the real prize.
It's not just about reaching the destination.
Right.
It's about enjoying the journey
Exactly.
and who you're becoming as you travel that path.
100%.
So think about how this applies to your own work or your goals.
Yeah.
Are you more focused on what you're getting out of it
Right.
or the transformation that you're going through
Yeah.
in the process?
That's powerful.
It's a subtle but powerful difference.
It is.
And speaking of rewards, Ron had this really fascinating perspective on the difference between wages and profits.
Yeah, he did.
I love this story.
Oh, this is a good one.
It comes from his experience with his mentor, Mr. Schoaf.
Yeah.
Although in the video, they spell it Mr. Chwafa.
Oh,
Little quirk of the French translation.
I love it.
So Ron tells the story, right, where Mr. Schoaf asks him.
Yeah.
He's like, is that all they pay you?
Right.
And Ron's confused.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting my full salary.
Yeah.
But Mr. Schoaf was hinting at something bigger,
Yes.
right? He's
Yeah.
the company is paying others a lot more.
Exactly.
Easily paying others more. And the key was Ron wasn't yet qualified
Yes.
to earn those higher amounts.
So Mr. Schaff was subtly introducing him to this concept of personal development
I see.
to boost your earning potential.
That's right.
So that's where his famous line comes in. Salaries make you a living, profits make you a fortune.
Love it.
He learned to invest in himself so he could not only earn a living, but like build real wealth.
Yeah, it's about transitioning from a job mindset
Yes.
to a business mindset.
Right?
And that requires a whole different set of skills,
Yeah.
a whole different outlook. Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's so important. I think it's not just about showing up and doing the work.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the bigger picture and developing the skills and the mindset to create real value, and that leads to real wealth.
It makes me think about his advice to not chase the exotic
Right.
before mastering the basics.
That's a good one.
What do you think he means by that?
I think he's cautioning against those shiny objects.
Okay.
Those complex strategies, get-rich-quick schemes that promise the world. Right. And instead he's saying, focus on building a solid foundation first.
Okay.
Master those fundamental elements of personal development.
Like laying the groundwork before constructing a building.
Exactly.
So what are some of these basics that he's referring to?
I mean, he doesn't explicitly lay them out in this video, but I think based on, his other teachings, I would say things like time management,
Okay.
goal setting, effective communication, self-discipline, financial literacy.
Those are good.
Those are the bedrock of success, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Once you've mastered those, then you can start exploring
Exactly.
all the more advanced strategies.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
You're right.
Build that strong foundation first.
Okay. And then there's that story about people ripping up their notes
Oh, yeah.
at his seminars.
I love that story.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Remember how he said he was equally happy when
Yeah.
someone said, this isn't for me?
And ripped up their notes.
And tore up their notes? Yeah.
Yeah, it's because personal growth is not about blindly following someone else's path.
It's about finding your own.
It's about discovering your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it. It reminds me of that quote where he says, make your own personal design.
Yes.
Right?
Highlights that Ron's definition of success isn't about conforming to some external standard.
Right.
It's about crafting a life that is authentic to you, aligning with your values,
Right.
and fulfilling your unique potential.
And that leads us to another one of his key concepts. We have the dignity of choice.
Yeah.
Right? And he makes this really interesting comparison between humans and other life forms,
I love it.
pointing out our unique ability to choose our own path.
Okay.
Like a tree simply grows as tall as it can, but humans,
Yeah. We have options.
we have options.
We can choose to strive for our full potential
Yeah.
or settle for less.
Mm-hmm.
We can choose to take responsibility for our lives
Yeah.
or blame external circumstances.
So that freedom of choice, though, comes with a certain burden.
Sure does.
Right. Burden of decision-making.
Yeah.
And taking responsibility for those choices that we make.
No doubt about that. But it's also incredibly empowering.
Oh, yeah.
We're not just products of our environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the ability to shape our own destinies.
What's your take on that?
It's like we've been given this incredible gift.
Yeah.
The ability to choose our own path.
Yeah.
To create the life that we want.
It's like having a blank canvas
I love it.
and a set of paints.
Yes.
We get to decide what we create with them.
That's beautiful.
And Ron puts it so beautifully when he talks about
Yes.
the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret.
Such a powerful concept.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
He says, we must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And he's basically suggesting that we choose the pain of discipline.
Right. Because it's temporary.
Because it's temporary.
And it leads to growth.
And it leads to growth.
Whereas the pain of regret can linger for a lifetime.
So what are some disciplines? That's a good question.
Worth embracing to avoid future regret.
Yeah, it's a question worth considering.
Definitely.
Sure.
I think this is a great place to pause and let that sink in for a moment.
And absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a really potent thought, to reflect on.
It was.
It's amazing how much wisdom is packed into this single video,
Yeah.
His emphasis on personal choice and responsibility, it just shines through.
It does.
He's not offering, some quick fix or a
Yes.
magic formula.
Yeah.
He's really empowering us
Yeah.
to take ownership of our choices and our
Mhm.
actions to create the lives that we want.
And he doesn't shy away from the fact that it's going to be challenging.
No, he doesn't.
Right.
He's very clear about that.
Personal growth takes effort. Discipline, sometimes even a bit of discomfort.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
And he uses that brilliant analogy of the valuable items placed on a high shelf. I love that one.
Right. And you can't reach them until you've grown tall enough.
Right.
It's like standing on the books you've read.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yes.
To reach those higher levels.
Totally.
Of understanding and achievement.
I love that analogy.
It is a great analogy.
It's so visual.